Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a story about a family, a promise, and a time capsule they buried 10 years ago. It's a fantastic story about what happens when the past you've tried so hard to preserve isn't quite what you remember it to be. So yeah, let's dig in. It's a great question, right? Just think about it for a second. We've all got these moments we just wish we could kind of bottle up and save for later. And that feeling, that impulse, is really at the heart of our story today. This desire to send a message to our future selves. And the classic way to do this, of course, is a time capsule. I mean, it's a pretty simple idea. You seal away a piece of your present and you make a date with your future self to open it. For this one family, that date was set for October 6th, 2024, exactly 10 years after they buried their own little piece of history. Okay, so let's set the scene. It's 2014. A family's out in their garden. They're putting this collection of memories into a container, burying it under a big blue pot, and they make a pact, a promise, to dig it up in a decade. Sounds simple enough. But, as we all know, a decade is, well, it's never really that simple, is it? And boy, what a decade it was. Life just happened, in all its messy, unpredictable glory. There were happy milestones, like a son heading off to college. But there was also some really deep loss, with both grandfathers passing away. Then the whole world went through a pandemic. The family dealt with personal stuff, like a job loss. And on top of all that, a truly devastating local disaster. The 10 years they were trying to bottle up were filled with so much more than they ever could have planned for. So let's fast forward to digging day. The family's all gathered, the camera's rolling, and they move that big blue pot that's been marking the spot for a whole decade. They're probably expecting a quick dig, a big triumphant moment. But the search itself, well, it's about to unearth something completely different. So they start digging, and they keep digging. But there's nothing. The spot that was supposed to hold their treasure is just empty dirt. And you can just feel the confusion starting to set in. Surely they didn't bury it that deep. Or did they? And right here, you can literally feel the mood shift. That excitement gives way to doubt, and then to just outright frustration. The certainty of their memory just starts to crumble. This was not part of the plan. The past was supposed to be right there, waiting for them. And right in this moment of confusion, as one of the family members is digging around for this planned memory from 2014, something else breaks through. A much more powerful, much more recent memory just comes bubbling to the surface, completely uninvited. It's honestly a fascinating look at how our minds work, isn't it? While they're physically hunting for this curated 10-year-old memory, this raw, visceral memory of surviving Cyclone Gabriel just comes flooding back. The evacuation, the fear, the immense relief that their home was safe when so many others weren't. It's such a powerful reminder that our strongest memories, they don't need to be buried in a box. They live right under the surface, ready to pop up. But they keep at it. And eventually, they do find something. It's a lot deeper than they remembered, but it's there. The search is finally over. The feeling of triumph, though, is very, very short-lived. This is where the story takes its final, really crucial turn. And here it is, the gut punch. Their collective memory, what they'd all remembered and talked about for years, was that they buried everything in a sistema, one of those sturdy, sealed, totally waterproof plastic boxes. But the reality, what they actually pulled out of the ground, it was a very, very soggy bag. The one thing that was meant to protect their past had completely and utterly failed. As they start pulling the contents out of the muddy water, the full extent of the disaster becomes clear. There's an old CD in there, almost certainly unplayable now, an old phone, totally waterlogged, and the rest, it's just a mess of soggy, unidentifiable papers. All those physical artifacts, the things they chose to represent their past, they were just gone. And there you have it, that simple, blunt summary of this whole 10-year project. All that waiting, the difficult search, all of it leading to this one moment of total, soggy disappointment. And the story really could have ended right there. Just a funny tale about a failed experiment. But it doesn't. Because what happens next is what makes this story so amazing.
They spend almost no time wallowing in the disappointment. The family's reaction is just immediate, it's practical, and it's incredibly resilient. They pivot from loss straight to a lesson.
It's actually amazing how quickly they process this whole thing. They instantly figure out the mistake. Bad packaging, a bag instead of a box. Then the sigh of relief. Oh wait, we have digital copies of everything. The memories aren't actually lost. And almost in the same breath, they decide, hey, let's do it again, but better this time. This isn't an ending for them. It's just the start of the next chapter.
This quote right here says it all. It shows that the real value was never just in the physical objects themselves, but in the act of remembering, the act of preserving. The technology they chose, the soggy bag, it failed. But the desire to do it, that didn't fail at all. They've got the photos, they've got this incredible story of the dig itself, and now they have a plan to try again.
So, in the end, yeah, the time capsule was a total failure. The artifacts were destroyed. But just look at everything that survived. The family's memory of the last decade, that intense memory of the cyclone, the hilarious story of the dig itself, and their commitment to their own shared history. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Maybe the most important things we preserve aren't objects in a box at all, but the stories we tell and the people we get to tell them with.